Hello, welcome to my channel Ellestar Poetry and Insights. The poem I'm presenting for this video is entitled Release. I hope you enjoy this video today. The topic I am about to discuss is about loneliness, which is a state of being. I think more than we know, people are lonelier these days, notwithstanding the ongoing pandemic issues. I feel there is less emotional connection this time in the world than ever before. We are supposedly connected, but are we really? Wherever we go, we see people on their phones nonstop almost, checking social media and whatever there is to check on the web, that we are preoccupied way too much to notice our surroundings and the people we pass by. We hear talks lately about detachment and self-love as a way to go for a better life, but do we really know what the reality of these are? People, especially young adults, can get lost in translation. Detachment is defined as an indifference to worldly concerns, or the act or process of disconnecting or state of being separate. Detachment is good if we are problem solving and we need to get out of focus over details to see a bigger picture in order for us to be objective. But emotionally, we as a mammalian species are wired to connect and attach to another for us to feel that meaning and purpose to our lives. We are beings of nurture, which is our nature. If we take this out of us, what is left in us is an empty shell of me, I, myself. I am not saying that practicing self-love or detachment is wrong or bad. Not at all. What I am saying is that it is important for us to know what that really means. Alright, so we talk about self-love. Self-love is not the same as selfish love, where one person devotes his or her entire time only to himself or herself and focus all his or her energy towards the attainment of those wants, needs, and interests. This would be what narcissism is all about. Real self-love is understanding and recognizing one's own value and self-worth as an individual with the same wants and desires as others, so as not to fall prey to narcissistic people and toxic relationships. When we know our value as an individual, we acknowledge ourselves with respect and develop healthy boundaries so as not to allow others to manipulate and abuse us, and for us to avoid doing the same. When we are faced with situations where we find ourselves in a codependent relationship with someone, in whatever area of life that is, this is when detachment is necessary. We detach in order to focus on our own feelings and healing and recovery so we can make better judgment calls and decisions and move forward with life in a positive way. We should not allow ourselves to consciously detach from people out of fear of getting attached. Being deeply connected with someone is a beautiful thing, and we should not run away from such emotional attachment if such connection is reciprocal. With true self-love, we develop ourselves so we can be of better assistance to people who need our help and support. At the same time, we grow emotionally and improve ourselves. From this act of giving, we are also taking that nourishment that fills our soul and makes us feel one with humankind, the world, the planet, because no man is an island. So, with the onset of technology that allows us 24/7 connection, it feels like people are less emotionally connected. What seems to be going around is superficial connections where one day two people become lovers or friends, and the next day the worst of enemies or have nothing to do with each other. Isn't that ridiculous? Is it a paradox of connection wherein the more we seem connected, the more we feel disconnected? That is because the connection is superficial. What we need as human beings is real emotional bond with another living soul. Pets do have souls too, right? So, back to loneliness, which is the theme of this poem. How one person can feel so lonely and alone even when the same person is surrounded by people. This is because of the absence of authentic emotional and spiritual connection both to self and to someone or to other people. Such lack of emotional fulfillment gives birth to a hollow or shallow feeling that leads to a negative way of thinking. Eventually, this negativity makes way for a really messy and difficult life, and sometimes depression or desperation. When loneliness strikes, this is when a person is led to dark alleys even Batman would not want to go to. And for this reason, this poem was written to acknowledge this very thing that eluded me so long. Loneliness kills the spirit, but loneliness is just a response to perceived isolation. A perception learned in early years of childhood caused by issues surrounding trauma, neglect, or abandonment by parents or guardians to which such child had no control over. The eventuality of this child subconsciously isolating herself is her way of protecting herself from pain, or a survival and defense mechanism where she builds a fortress around her to bar people from coming in. This way leaves no room for vulnerability. But for how long? And this is where the problem arises. We just cannot keep the walls going forever. But if we change our perception of isolation or state of being alone to something positive, then our response will be a better one. Therefore, I embraced my loneliness, acknowledged the emptiness I felt inside, and released the same into the arms of the ever-loving universe. And here I am. The power is within you. All you need to do is bring out that sexy self you've been hiding in your ancient closet. So that's what I have for you guys. Thank you for your time, and may you leave my channel with a smile and all the love you can give to yourselves today. As always, may the blessings of the Almighty be with you all the way. Today's pen that I used for this video is this, which is the Lamy Safari Petrol Limited Edition. that's how it is. It looks, and I tape it for privacy reasons. It has my name on it, and it comes with a fine nib. There it is, an F. It's a beautiful pen, and it comes with this corresponding ink, which is the Lamy Petrol ink, limited edition, of course, that looks like this. It's a dark ink, dark just like the poem. So yeah, there it is.